Yup, it's me, your boy AJ. We're back for another video. Today we're gonna be talking a little bit about Supergirl because that joint was actually pretty super. Now, the movie itself has a little bit more to be desired. When I make a full review on it, I'll dive a lot deeper into it than I will today. But the first thing I want to say is that Supergirl actual like combat skills, and not even just combat skills, but actual like the fights were, I think, a little bit more super than Superman. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I enjoyed the slow-mo. I enjoyed just she's not her cousin, bro. She's a little bit more ruthless. So I enjoyed that a lot. But the thing that, you know, I think people, not even just people, but like even myself, find like hard to come to grips with this movie, and what makes it like, you know, kind of just not as great as everybody wanted it to be, is the fact that everything in this movie was so matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, if for all my D&D players out there, this is one of those movies where every time it's somebody's turn, they roll in an nat 20, which basically means everything is going to go perfect. Right? So like, regardless of how many quote unquote setbacks that there are in this movie, they have the perfect scenario to get there, whether that's a jump cut, whether that's a random person that's gonna be able to take us to this other planet. Like, it doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? Because the story has to be fulfilled. So we're gonna need to be able to, you know, get from this planet to get to this planet, get to this planet, and nothing can go wrong, or that completely breaks the story. So I think with that being the precedent for this movie, precedent might not be the right word for it, but for that to be the main like use case or main answer that they chose to progress the story forward, I feel like that took away from just like, you know, the intensity and the stakes. Because at the end of the day, I know they're not going to let crypto go out like this. You know what I'm saying? And now there's parts of the movie that I really did enjoy, because like, I think the actual acting and storylines from the two main characters, and Kara and Ruthie, were great. I enjoyed those a lot, because it's like you get to see what could have been a possible future, and you can see the present and what somebody's past used to be, in the covering of something as deep as grief, right? Because there's no real good answer for any of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're just kind of going through it. So to be able to see those two polarizing figures kind of go back and forth throughout the movie, I really enjoyed that. They changed up the, you know, actual storyline, or backstory, I should say, of Supergirl to my knowledge, but you know, that could have been a completely different thing. I'm not very upset about, like, you know, how close, what comic could they, you know, directly pulling this from or whatever, because I think James Gunn is doing a good job of building the world so far, at least like as far as like, you know, Earth's relationship to aliens, and how the supers are really interplanetary, like how it is in the comics, where they could just, you know, go off to any place and come back and act like nothing happens, just a normal Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a good way to go about it. But I just think like the way that the story played out, where we get this, you know, happily ever after, in a sense, I just think it was like not tone deaf, but a little bit just too clean cut. You know what I'm saying? And if they had more of like a cost, I think this movie would have hit a little bit different, you know. And granted, like, Youngest was getting bodied here and there throughout the movie, but it's like those were kind of just fodder. Everybody else in this movie was kind of fodder. Even with the addition of like Lobo, who was really just there for, I'm not even gonna say comedic relief. I think he was just there like to make, you know, some of these action transitions a little bit cooler, and you know, add a monkey wrench into the whole situation. But you know, the whole situation where it's like um closer to the end of the movie, like where it goes back to me talking about everything, just everybody's rolling nat 20s. It's just like everything that could go wrong didn't, you know, in every scenario. Even when it quote unquote did, at that point you already accomplished what you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to give the whole necessarily movie away, but I did enjoy the movie. I just don't think it was as good as kind of like everybody was expecting. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Superman really felt like a real Superman movie, but this one is still like we're still trying to figure out who Supergirl is going to be. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully as we get more DC universe movies coming soon, or DC Studios, whatever you want to call it, they'll all start to meld together a little bit better, because right now it feels really good between Supergirl and Superman. But once we start getting the other stuff, whether it's a show or not, that's when the true test is going to be. But so far, so good. I understand. Like going into the movie, I knew people wasn't really rocking with it. And I'm not gonna say that like I'm with them, because I'm really not. I really did enjoy watching the movie, but like if I had to put a score on it right now, I would give it like a 7 out of 10 G-File score, bro. Because I think the movie quality is still up there. The action was dope. The emotions was there. The heart of the movie was still there. It's just the way they went about telling the story that it just, you know, kind of takes the wind out of your sails sometimes, when you know every single time they're going to get exactly what they want. You know, it's like the perfect run in a video game where it's just like a no-hit run. Nothing bad ever happens to the main character, obviously. So yeah, man, that's all I got for right now. When I do a full review, I'll probably go deeper into just the character dynamics and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. But as of right now, for this brain dump here, hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, smash that like button. Hit subscribe. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. Appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.